I worked 40 hours a week, paid my taxes, and I still feel broke. Why do the rich get richer and I get bills to pay? The thing is, Joe, it's because you're paying for the whole meal. I'm just paying for breadsticks and writing those off as a business lunch. How is that fair? I can say that's not fair. It's legal. There is a difference. Do the rich really pay taxes? Kind of. But they are playing a completely different game. Let me show you. Imagine taxes are a board game, let's say. And the left one is the poor board game and the right one is the rich one. What usually happens with the poor is they work, so they pay tax, and later on they spend. That's the path that the poor do in his board game. The rich one, so they put their assets to work for them. Instead of paying tax in what they earn, they use the assets to borrow money, and then they use this borrowed money to spend. So the money that they spend has no tax on it. It's not that they are cheating, they are playing with better instructions, let's say. Let me explain you the difference between salary, income, and wealth. This is your bank account, this is your salary or your wage. What most people do is open up. See, it's gone. Tax immediately. And let me show you now what the rich people do. They use their wealth and they do the same like you, but instead of drinking it all and get taxed immediately, what they do is they pour only what they need. If I need just this, I'm not gonna drink all my wealth at once. Cheers. Later on, they might get a bit taxed, if that at all. They always find a way to get a tax reductions and only use what they actually need. They never drink the whole fountain. They don't earn like us. They let their stuff grow, then only take sips. That's how the rich keep their wealth. Step 2 is how the rich use the rules. This is a simple tax house containing 4 rooms. And this is the house that the rich people lives in. And the room 1, business expenses. And what the rich people do is they put their phone, their car, meals, everything work related, they get a tax break from it. On the second room, you're gonna find their assets, their property, stocks, everything that's growing silently. The third room, you have the borrowing. It's where they take loans against their assets, their wealth, with no tax. And to move this money around legally, they have what? Foundations and trusts. So they can pass to their children without any tax. In the meantime, when the rich people is leaving this tax house, you're on the outside, on the rain, let's say. So basically they have that big umbrella made of tax deductions, borrowings, assets, foundations and trusts, and you are on the outside. That's how the rich get their tax done. It's not that they don't pay tax, they do pay some tax, but most of it they avoid using this tax house. You work for money and they make money work for them. And then later they borrow from it tax-free. But now I'm gonna show you on step 3 what you can actually do to climb that ladder that the rich are climbing. Each step I'm gonna have you a strategy that I'm gonna talk to you right now, and I will tell you that it's possible for you also climb the ladder and be on the top with the rich. You don't need a mansion to start climbing. Start where you are, being on the first step, second step, doesn't matter, just start today. The first strategy is track your money. You can't fix what you can't see. So this is the first step towards the wealth awareness to see where your money is going to. So this we have a drawing of a leak bucket labeled your wallet or your bank account. And the first thing you have to do is look into your bank statement and try to find the leaks. So the first leak that we found here, it's snacks. And in the whole month, you're doing £80 or $80 per month on snacks. So that's the first leak. Second leak, I bet you if you look in your bank account, it's gonna be some coffee. Who doesn't love to go out and just have a cup of coffee? It's amazing, but when you start doing ever so often, it becomes like unbearable in the end of the month. I will tell you, on coffee, you might have spent £5 per coffee. And if you stop by the coffee shop, it's not gonna be only a coffee, it's gonna be a piece of cake, and then the £5 become 10 or even more, depends where you live. In the end of the month, you're gonna be spending at least 40 quid just in coffee. Third leak that you must watch out in your bank account is subscriptions. If you have many subscriptions, I bet you can't use them at the same time. You don't need Amazon Prime and Netflix and Google and Disney Plus and whatever subscription you have. If you have 3 subscriptions, 2 of them at least is gonna cost you about 18 quid. The 4th leak that I can say is I bet you have this one on yours. If you do once per week, I even consider that normal as long as you don't go overboard. It's the takeaway leak or deliveries. If you used to do twice per week, just try to reduce once per week. You're gonna be saving around 60 or 80 pounds in a month. And if you want an easier way to track your money, you can use one of those budgeting apps. Emma, you need a budget, or even a Notion template or Excel, whatever you can do. Even your bank account sometimes already track for you and give you the categories that you're spending on. Just have a look and be mindful. Second strategy that you could do is start a side project and then you claim basic expenses according to that project. You don't need to open a business like a full business. Just having a skill, a side hustle, and keep good notes, it's all well done. So this is our side hustle shop. A simple example would be if I start a food blog and buy ingredients for a test recipe. So that's research I could claim back. And if I tutor online, if I give classes and upgrade my headset, my camera, that's a business expense. So one important thing to do is check your country rules, but small side income often allows small tax write-offs. On our new shop, like an online shop, we're gonna have a phone that we can consider business expensive. We have internet bill, we have also a laptop, we have coffee, we have meetings. So when I make coffee at meetings. And you can even claim back furniture that you need for your office or for the place where you're gonna give your classes, online classes. So once you start making income from that and the government tax that income, you can write off some bills which are used for that small side hustle or small project that you can save a lot of money on. The third strategy will be learn the rules. Use the free ones that you have in your country. Every country has some tools to help people keep more of their money, but we don't use them because we don't know them, let's say. And this is the book that we have to put all the rules that we have to understand and learn. The first rule would be retirement accounts. Just try to understand how it works in your country so you have the best benefit of it. The other thing you can also learn is education credits. What does your country helps in terms of education? Can you get a loan? Something to improve your income. On the next page here we have also childcare. Learn about your childcare support because you might have a lot of tax unclaimed or benefits unclaimed that you can do if you have a small child or someone dependent on you. And the same goes for small business deductions that we just talked about in strategy 2. And I bet you there are plenty of rules that you might have to learn. You can get some benefit out of it. And the rich people usually know them. In some places, if you work from home, part of your rent, your electricity is deductible. That's true in the UK as well. If you save for retirement, your tax go down. Those aren't rich people's tricks. They are made for you. Everyone has access to them, but most people doesn't know them. So ask your employer, what's gonna happen with my retirement and how can I save more and get the tax reduction on that? The fourth strategy would be invest. Even if you have only £10 a month or £10 a week, invest into assets. Assets is what make the rich rich. And you don't need to be rich to start investing. You just need consistency. Invest every week or every month the same amount for a long period of years, and I bet you this tree is gonna give you fruits. And every tiny seed that drop for your collection is at £10. If you invest £10 in a month now, in the future you're gonna be collecting £40. That's the beauty of the assets and the growth that they provide you. If you invest £10 a week into a broad index fund in 10 years, that's thousands without needing to do anything extra, anything. So we want to keep feeding our tree to give us the fruits, and the fruits later on in the future we can collect them, we can harvest them. But the one thing you can do is instead of collecting them earlier, you can reinvest them and plant them again. So reinvest is the fifth strategy. You let your money grow and build slowly. So everything that I had collected nowadays, I'm not planning to retire now. So I'm reinvesting them. So I'm basically planting new trees to have more fruits. So in the future I can collect more and more. The trick is always don't pull out the fruit early, reinvest it and let the tree grow. So in the future, instead of have one big tree, you're gonna have a multiple trees, like a big, medium, smaller, all of them with fruits that you can collect later. So if you reinvest, you multiply. That's the trick of it. So if you make £100 for your investment, you got some dividends got in your account, reinvest it. You sell something from your side project, buy more tools or make ads. Try not to use the money for yourself, but use for your business or for your own retirement. So I'm gonna tell you again, climbing this ladder doesn't take talent, it takes habit. The things that bring you to the top is habit. The habit of investing and following the strategies. And you don't need to be rich to climb. You just need to start from the first step and then towards the top. Think like Tony, even if you're earning like a Joe. The real truth, the rich people are not smarter than you. They're just more informed. Most people never learn this. Not in school, not at work. But now, once you see how the game is played, you can use it in your favor and you cannot unsee it anymore. This is not about getting rich overnight. That doesn't exist. It's about you start thinking differently today. So don't be mad at the rich that you haven't been taught the system. Now that you know, start small but start smart. So comment right now in the comment if you are Team Joe or if you are Team Tom. I hope that helped and I'll see you in the next one.